Palace Summer 2020. The full range is here, and the first drop will be this Friday, May 15th, and it will occur at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can calculate what time that is for you guys. It's the same time as the Supreme drops, just the next calendar day. But with that being said, we're going to be doing this a little bit different. Usually I provide like a face cam along with the screen recording, but I'm going to try a little bit different. I'm going to do this intro. I might do an outro as well where you guys can see me, but the majority of the video is just going to be the screen recording, just because then I don't have to keep swapping the cuts. If you guys do like that, let me know, because that will probably be a little bit easier for me to record, or I should say edit. But with that being said, you know, a lot of work does go into these videos just because they're so massive. Like, I have to cover every item for you guys because a lot of people complain if I skip over an item, even if it is just like some cargo pants. But with that being said, you know, if you guys do enjoy the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, do whatever, or don't, feel free. But with that being said, we'll jump into it because these videos are lengthy. So the first item we have is this kind of parka almost, but they're calling it a smock, the Palace Arc Air Unlined Smock, coming in a woodland colorway, and then also you have this black colorway. And I will say I kind of like the graphic colors that they used a little bit better on the black one and how it lines up with that colorway. Probably one of the better jackets, if not the best jacket to drop this collection in my opinion. I think Palace is usually kind of lacking on the jackets, but that being said, next up we have Das Rap jacket coming in yellow, and I believe a blue colorway, maybe another colorway as well, but yeah, also coming in a black colorway. You have this very shiny, most likely waterproof material lining the inside of it, and then also on the hood it's very prominent as well. But for branding, you have the Palace branding going vertically down the hood, zippers on the front, the like tape seams, which is kind of nice, but that shiny material kind of ruins this jacket for me. We also have this fruity jacket coming in a blue and then also an orange. Interestingly enough, you have a ton of different patterns, and I believe this almost like zebra zigzag checkered pattern has been used before in previous seasons, but inlaid with that you have like a dog, pomegranate I believe, or grapefruit, and then some fish and a bunch of other stuff. There's really a lot going on in this, and I think the orange colorway is a little bit more wild. The blue one, kind of the tones, the hues are a little bit closer to each other, so it's not as crazy, but yeah, I'm not maybe too much going on in this piece for me. You also have the gassy jacket, and I actually really like the matte color, or the like matte finish to this silhouette, or the material that they used for the silhouette. Basically just pullover anorak, but the branding is a little lackluster for me. But that being said, it's not a bad piece. I do like this. I like the colorways. This cream colorway is nice, kind of like a nod to some older, more vintage pieces, which in general could be said about a lot of Palace stuff. So we have this packable coach jacket, or track jacket, probably more of a coach I would say, Pertex jacket, and moving forward you can see it is a packable one, so oh, they actually call it a packet. The branding's a little underwhelming. Maybe it would have been nice to have a Triferg on front, but they do that a lot, so I guess, you know. But then again, this does have the double, just the same logo front and back, which a little underwhelming. Next up you have the Pertex lighter jacket, Shadow Blue. I believe the Shadow Blue is the colorway. Yeah, and then you got the orange. Once again, these are packable, it looks like, so that's kind of cool, and it does look like the graphics are in a 3M, so shine a light on it, you get that nice shine coming back. But I think this is cool. Moving on, we have the Madras stuff, and they have like a full suit of this, and I think it's ridiculous. I don't know why anybody would search out this pattern, this like multicolor one especially. This is like early 2000s vacation dad wearing shorts. It's just ugly. I will admit that it looks a little bit better in the blue. The blue almost like, you know, goes more towards that of a plaid flannel, so I think that looks a little bit better. But yeah, that multicolor one, not feeling it. We have the Jungle Zip short digi camo. This is basically a BDU, especially in this colorway. Very utilitarian and militaristic, for obvious reasons, but this also comes in a black colorway, and these other colorways, or I guess it's just the other black colorway, definitely looks more like that, or is reminiscent of that, like a work shirt. We have this Sportivo knit coming in a white colorway, and then also a cream and burgundy. I guess they're calling it peach. But I really like this. I like the kind of like heartbeat design that they have in the front, where it's, you know, got all these spikes, and it's a little abstract approach to the spell out. I think this is cool. It's a cool knit, and knits are in general just, you know, very nice. That first colorway though would be hard because that's a lot of white. Another knit, actually, we have the skull knit coming in a black colorway, and then I also believe a white colorway. Pretty cool, but personally, just the style of skull is like, I don't know, maybe just not for me. Kind of reminds me of something you'd see like on some surf stuff. We also have the Droppeth heater shirt, which appears to change in temperatures. They have a little description about that, but looking at these pictures, you can see some color changes as well. And we've seen Palace have this same silhouette in the past, where it's the drop shoulder with the big spell out on the back using the same font. But this time they have heat changing materials, which is kind of cool. I feel like it just honestly, with this material, it might just look like you're like sweaty or something. You have the Yeehaw with an M in parentheses Western shirt coming in a white colorway, as well as a navy, or I guess they're calling it indigo. It's more like denim. And then yeah, a lot of embroidery. We talked about this in the lookbook. It was kind of one of the pieces it seemed like they tried to highlight, but almost giving off some like midsummer vibes with the embroidery there. This indigo one, definitely more towards like a Western cowboy, but I'm not crazy about those. They just feel a little weird. Palace will do this also. They'll do like a full denim set, and I think this is probably a denim shirt. The colorway is said to be stonewash, and they also have denim bottoms that go with this. But we've seen this pattern on a cardigan, a wool cardigan, I believe it was last season. The wool cardigan definitely looked pretty uncomfortable, but I think this is all right. As far as the pattern tops they've had in the past, the denim ones, I think there have been better, but it's not terrible. Got the bougie shirt, and honestly, Palace did a lot of these kind of designs this season, where it's just, you know, got the bougie shirt, the gingham shirt, which is just, you know, these are all just dress shirts. Nothing really going on. Also the P-laid shirt, you know, plaid. Really nothing to be said about a lot of those. They're just very basic. I would not go out of your way to pay Palace prices for a shirt like that. Yeah, moving on, we have the Open Energy shirt, which also an interesting design. Covered in emojis, which I think is, you know, possibly a little cringe, but it is kind of cool that they have a Tri-Ferg emoji with the heart eye. Other than that, like, remove the emojis maybe. It might look a little bit cooler, but basically you just have kind of like the sun reflecting through a pool, and even the bottom of it, you can see like right here, it's kind of got the grid, almost looking like the artwork from the Pixels movie, which I haven't seen, but it just reminds me of that. Moving on, the striped rugby. When I first saw this, I was excited. I was like, ooh, this is cool. But then I looked closer, and they're actually using the basically logo, where it has the blue bar and then the red bar below it, which I would have rather them just put Palace with none of the colored bars above or below. I think it takes away from the design because it doesn't mesh as well. Next up, we have the Tex Polo, which I think is very ugly. Basically terry fabric. You have this like sectioning or striped pattern going along the whole way, and comes in a couple different colorways. I like the material. It's probably very comfortable, but I'm not a polo boy, so that's a pass. So we're getting into the pants now, or some of the pants. This obviously matches the first jacket. Interestingly enough, they also have the same graphic on the pant. So if you wore the full set, I just feel like this would be weird because you have that same graphic in a couple different locations. I feel like it would have worked better if they would have done a similar graphic, but not the same one. We have the ye old, once again, all over print. Not crazy about that. The panel jean, I'm really not a fan of contrast stitching. This one's a little bit better, but these look like they fit so baggy. So yeah, the flight pant, or the full 8 pant, looking wild with those front zippers, and then the cargo utility spaces around the thigh or kneecap region. But yeah, definitely looking wild. Too wild for me, that is, but shout out you if you can pull them off. Not even going to talk about the Madras pant there. Those are ridiculous. And you have the plain pant. Do I really need to say much more about those? Moving into the shorts, we have the Svesh shorts, and this colorway doesn't look as bad, but when we get into the pure straight dad jorts right here. This is personally one of the most outrageous Palace pieces I've ever seen. Jorts are not, or I guess jorts are kind of making a comeback, but these look ridiculous. These look like something I would have seen when I was shopping at JCPenney with my mom in 5th grade. They're just ridiculous. We have the cargo short. Goes with the BDU stuff we had before, which actually they did the pants and the shorts. Oh no, they just did the shorts that go with it. We have the climber short, you know, pretty basic. These ones look, you know, kind of nice, but once again, there's barely any branding. I don't know why you'd pay these prices for such basic shorts. That can be said for these ones as well. This is basically the only like Palace branded short you're getting this season, in my opinion. The side short, almost like a Tom Brown, I believe it is, with the 3 stripes, or I could be mistaken there. But yeah, we've seen worse shorts, and we've also seen much better shorts from Palace. Then you have the pipeline following the basically pattern with the basically logo and the red and blue stripes. Next up, we have the Open Energy swim shorts, and I think, you know, these probably work a little bit better as swim trunks because, I don't know, I feel like a lot of swim trunks are kind of playful, and at least for this, you know, they have the pool pattern, so hopping in the pool, you got the pool shorts, and, you know, it's kind of playful with the emojis and stuff. So I like these, or this design a little bit more on the shorts. We have some more pretty basic swim shorts. Once again, I don't know why you'd pay Palace prices for shorts like that. And then you also have the So Far sweat short, which I think they've released something very similar to this. They've been doing a lot of the So Far and basically stuff, just slight variations in colorways. Moving on to more interesting stuff, we have the Hesh Mitt Fresh Hood in pink, and it comes in a different colorway, I believe. Yeah, also coming in white and a black. And ooh, wow, actually going back on this black, I do like the black on black triferg. That's kind of interesting, but kind of following their barbed wire fetish of the anarchic adjustment, they have some barbed wire on this triferg as well, along with the that Gucci snake with the red eyeballs and the green scales. But flip over on the front, you got that Palace skull we saw earlier, and then you have some roses with a banner. I think the banner only appears on that one sleeve though. But this is a cool piece, all embroidered, so quality is pretty high. I think it's a cool piece. Personally, I wouldn't rock it. I feel like there's a little bit too much going on, too many styles being blended, like that skull along with the triferg on the back don't really mesh up the greatest, in my opinion. You also have the joggers that go with it, and I think the joggers are a little less cool, a little more lackluster. You got like some lightning going on with it, but I just don't think that works as well. One of the better pieces, in my opinion, or, you know, solid designs, I guess, one of the designs that works pretty well in this season, I guess, is the peeled hood, especially this desert colorway. I really like how the triferg just kind of blends in, and, you know, rightfully so because this is a camo, but I really like how the triferg on the back blends in so well, and it's still obviously readable, or legible. And then on the front, you have it a little bit more obvious, and then moving on, you have it in like kind of this gray snow camo, and then also this blue urban camo. So kind of a cool piece. I do like the subtleness of the triferg on the back. I think that is cool, especially for kind of a louder piece. We also have this matching jogger, and usually they do the like Palace Spello like that. I don't think there's anything special about these. I don't think they're necessarily bad, but definitely not great. The classic fix quarter zip. You got the basically stuff going on the top. Nothing standoutish for me. And same goes with the classic fit shorts, which kind of interesting. They broke everything up, or I guess they are doing the matching stuff. But next up, we have the Airtex Roundhouse to the Face t-shirt coming in the sky colorway. And I really like that name, but I do not like this piece. It has Palace sports jeans on the front, kind of looking like some FUBU stuff. This is ridiculous, just outrageous. On the back, you have Palace and even more of a Blade Runner font than we saw before. You have the sky colorway with the number 16, and actually a lot of their pieces have 16 as the number, so I'm not sure what the significance is for that, but yeah, not feeling it, especially in this brown colorway. That's terrible. That's just kind of an era of clothing that I don't really think needs a resurrection, but Palace is trying to. But yeah, you have these shorts that look like mesh shorts also. Dude, I mean, these brown ones, the back, man, that does not look good. Oh man, looks like a nude. I don't know, man. I don't want to look at that. That's gross. Moving on, you have the taper hood. I do like the tape seams, but I'm not crazy about the taping on this hood. The cut and sewn action's a little bit cool. You have the top panel there. The felt P hood, I do really like the just like regular P stuff, especially the hats. I think that's one of the staple Palace pieces, but I think it's a cool kind of tweak on it to put the felt P. I think that's cool. Colorways are not bad. That mustard's pretty cool. I really like this kind of like varsity, almost like a Harvard colorway with the gray with the maroon or red. So good colorways for this piece. I do like it. Next up, we have the Palast Minute, obviously a play on last minute, and it's covered in sticky notes. Similar to the, I believe, CD design that they had last season, and then the season prior to that, they also had like a credit card one that was very similar to this. Not a bad design, not a great design though. We have the tri-pumping hood, and we're also going to see this on a t-shirt. You have some shocks or like coilovers on the back, forming a tri-ferg, and I really like this colorway, the gray colorway with the pink shocks, and then the blue Palace tri-ferg spello. I think that's cool. Not the most creative, maybe, tri-ferg, but I think it's one that works. They do a lot of kind of like automotive designs. I do like that tri-ferg, but I don't like it as much as this one. This is an even better tri-ferg in my opinion, the Tri-Tex hoodie. And this is kind of reminiscent of, I think they had like a zebra or like a cheetah print tri-ferg a while back, and I think this reminds me of it. You actually even have like some PewDiePie colors going on there with the swirls, but I think this is a cool one. That being said, the colorways are not that great, and Palace usually has like some weird colorways. Like this just doesn't work that well. The green one's alright, I guess, but yeah, the black one's probably my favorite, and that's kind of stretching. Well, actually, I like the white colors the best, but I'm getting too many white clothes lately. Moving forward, we have the So Far zip hood. Don't even need to say anything about this. It's just the So Far hood. We have the Sign Das Waiver crew, looking like a sporting crew. It says Good Life underneath it. You got the tri-ferg on the sleeve, which looks like it's kind of like a channel patch. And I really like this red, white, and blue colorway. The 2020 Vision Crew, the Palith Co. Sweatshirt. I don't like this. Looks like Mike Tyson tried to spell Palace with the way he pronounced it. But yeah, obviously Palace Athletic Co. But yeah, moving on, the Genius Crew. I don't like any of these sporting jeans designs. I just can't get down with it. The Blunder Crew, or is this the Blinder Crew? Interesting that it's a crew neck because of the crop of it. It almost looks like a raglan, or you know, it does look like that's the fit they're going for. You have the Techie Ferg. Interesting paneling here, a sectioning of the fabric. Kind of a cool piece, and they also have a zip pocket on one of the sleeves. But yeah, not a bad piece. They did something kind of like that last season, but they actually did color blocking for some of the panels, so kind of like that one a little bit more. Basically a crew neck, nothing crazy. You have the Palace XX long sleeve, and I really wish this came in a short sleeve version because I'm not a fan of the script on the sleeves, the long sleeve, but I think this is pretty cool. This is like a Scotch bottle, I'm guessing, and a cool aspect of it is you can actually, if you look closely, you can see Palace on the front side or the back side of the bottle, I guess, going up in the reverse way. So, you know, they actually did the design on the other side of the bottle rather than just, you know, making it flat. But I think this is a cool design. Basically a long sleeve. It's just a long sleeve. Next up, we have some more jerseys. The multi-option footy jersey in blue. Definitely better than those American football jerseys. I probably like this colorway the most, the orange one. And looks like they have kind of some takes on different designs, I guess, or whatever, maybe even locations. You got the Palace Force here, and then like one of them had Palazzo, like this one. Another one had like Palace, so kind of cool. You have the Artisan t-shirt. This one's all right. Kind of like some paintbrush lines going on. Next up, you have the Handy t-shirt. My issue with this one was how straight or just like vertical the peace sign is. I think it sticks out the most probably because it's a peace sign, and it's just super vertical and not like rotated enough. I think it stands out too much. But yeah, kind of an interesting piece. I like the colorways that green, that white colorway was kind of cool. Along with the felt hoodie we saw, we also get some tees of it. I think the hoodie is a little bit better just because, I don't know, having a patch or, you know, a material like that on a tee is a little bit strange. We have these striped tees, the Expenser t-shirt. A little bit hard to tell for you guys, I'm guessing, but it's just like basically a shirt with some thicker stripes on it. The Lawson t-shirt, I'm not crazy about this one, but I do kind of like what they were going for with the ringer tees, especially this white and red one. That's kind of like a classic old school ringer colorway. The Peace Pocket t-shirt, you got the Palace Jeans logo, I want to say, and then it kind of looks like they're saying peace with a little speech bubble. Don't call me, I'll call you. Almost looking like a Brain Dead collaboration, but yeah, kind of interesting. You have this Skin Up Monoseur t-shirt. Looks like some rolling papers in there, you know, rolling some stuff. Continuing, the CD shirt, too big of a graphic, that's huge. The snaky t-shirt, I guess it would have been kind of cooler if the dude was just holding up like a triangle with his hands. The snakes is just kind of a weird choice, but that is a massive graphic, I will say. The Jam Fam, and I think this is actually supposed to be like a donut with some jelly coming out of the center. It just looks weird though. It looks a little strange, but it definitely pops in that white color, that colorway. You have the Deckhead t-shirt with Rory inserting a cassette tape into his head, and they actually have the play, I believe, on it for Palasonic. But yeah, kind of an interesting tee. Once again, very big graphic. We have the Try Pumping shirt. This is the same as the like shocked hoodie we saw before, so I won't spend time on that. Moving up a new design, we have the Globlerone. Kind of like the Toblerone, you got the triangular shape, but this is a globe, and it says Palace in a very like playful font, and then you have some cities underneath. But I think this is actually a cool design. I think it works. The white colorway works pretty well. The yellow colorway, gray is good. It's a good design. It's a likable design. The French Ones t-shirt, and I also really like this design. Basically, you have a roller coaster, and it says Le Parc des Palais, and coming in a couple different colorways. I don't skate on a Sunday. I really like the tri-frig that they used on this one. You can see it's kind of like wobbly or warped. They've had some kind of like distorted tri-frigs like this in the past, and I think this is a cool tri-frig for sure. And then on the back you have kind of these like heavenly gates just shining at you that really pop on some of the colorways. Not so much this one, but I think, you know, more of the basic colorways, like this white for sure, and that gray, and the black is pretty good. But yeah, cool design. Next up we have a tri-phone shirt. You got the like an iPhone, I believe, and then a tri-frig on it, and then in the back you have the big tri-frig and everybody holding up their phone and they're taking a picture of it. And I saw some people liking this or getting like a pretty positive upvote, which I'm not a huge fan of this design. The one I saw shown off was, I believe, a black colorway. Yeah, it's black colorway, the red one, which I guess is kind of a cooler colorway, but I don't know. It's a So Far t-shirt. And then we have the hats. So basically all the hats are going to tie in with the pieces, and for the most part, you know, I don't like any of these hats. The Madras bucket hat, not crazy about that. This is kind of like a weird fit for a bucket hat. I feel like it's not like spacey enough. Pipeline bucket, the neck saver, kind of cool. I like when they do this. I like hats like this. They're kind of cool. Can give you some options for wearing it. The surf cap, not really crazy about that logo. The pocket 6 panel, kind of cool. The pocket hats are cool. Like, if it's not a pea hat, if it's got like something a little bit special about it, it's kind of nice. But yeah, for the most part, I'm not crazy about a lot of these. So I was hating on the Hesh sweatpants, which use the same graphic but vertical. And I actually think it translates a lot better on these denim caps. The Dance Control hat, which interesting, comes in 3 different designs actually. You have the Mitsubishi logo. I'm not sure what the other significance of that is, but yeah, the Palace logo, and then also kind of like a smile. And I probably like that smile one's cool. In the teeth of it says Palace. The washout 6 panel, just basically kind of this Burberry pattern going on with the pea hat. It says plaid mustard, I believe. Toweling P6 panel, and it almost looks like it's more of a flat brim. Tri-frig patch cap. Not crazy about this. I really like this P-Lux body bag coming in an orange colorway. Looks like some pretty nice leather, and their bags they seem to be going towards more of a luxury approach. And similarly, you have the document holder, the dog lead, the dog collar, the wallet, and the card holder all in the same material. And I think it's pretty cool. I do like that pattern. You have the Hesh canvas duffel bag. Not crazy about this. I don't like that on there. The Hesh denim tote bag. I like that pattern from the Hesh pieces a lot more. So I think that works a little bit better. The tri-snake pendant coming in with that Hesh logo. I think this looks very cool, but these gold pieces are very expensive. So the Hesh mug, tri-ferg metal keyring, kind of cool. You have the Hesh pin, the open energy pin, and then a flippin' roach book. But yeah, not a whole lot for accessories. Usually Palace does some better accessories. You have a sticker pack, and then lastly we have some boards, kind of like abstract people. A little interesting. I will say not my favorite of the boards that I've seen them do. A little bit underwhelming, but yeah, not the worst, not the best though. I do like those shocks on the boards. That's cool. All right, so that's like 30 or 40 minutes worth of footage. I think this season's all right. There have definitely been better seasons. Their t-shirts are really good this season, I think. Hats are underwhelming, which is kind of a surprise. Accessories are underwhelming, which is, sometimes they hit it, sometimes they miss. And then jackets are really underwhelming, which is usually the case for them. But I think they're pulling through with their tees, which for me, I feel like Palace usually comes through with the tees, the graphic designs that they have on them. So good for them. But with that being said, what do you guys like? Are you a fan of the season? Where you gonna cop? But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.